Low content, finish in 15 hours. Here we go. Here comes another one, bro. Okay, same like a title, like for this
Hello
one.
again, I
Okay,
am
but
Blunty,
yeah.
and as I record these words, we are less than 33 hours away from the PC launch of Monster Hunter Wilds, and a little less than that for console players, at least in my time zone.
Okay,
Shame
I
that
bet he's gonna say like what everyone is like thinking. 15 hours in like base game finish and everything, right? So yeah, and then like you look at their Monster Hunter playtime, 1,000 hours, and it's like, bruh, why are you complaining about like length of the story when we know for a fact that like we barely spent time like in any Monster Hunter on the story? So yeah, like what the fuck, bro?
can't all jump on board at the exact same time and truly set fire to the multiplayer server infrastructure, but hey, release scheduling for local time zones is almost always a mushy thing between consoles and Steam, isn't it? We'll live. I mean, it's a small price to pay for playing the best looking version of the game, isn't it? Ha ha! Bait. But there's one last thing. Sorry, made myself laugh. There's one last thing I wanted to have a chat about when it comes to pre-release coverage of this game, and that kind of goes hand in hand with what I talked about yesterday. One of the things many reviewers had in common when marking off the negatives, alongside the difficult thing we covered yesterday, and that is
Yeah, we watched that video
playtime.
already.
The number most commonly being kicked around by players after hearing it in reviews, and correct me if I'm confused on this, but I'm pretty sure it was IGN's review who specifically mentioned this number. A number of people have latched onto and are repeating everywhere I'm looking. But apparently, the campaign is a mere 15 hours long. Just 15 hours, let's say. That is specifically from opening cinematic to credits roll. That's a 15-hour long experience. Now,
We know credit roll is from like a low rank as well, by the way. So it's not even high rank for that. Okay, but yep.
let's be super clear about this before we dig in further. It's my understanding that that experience in Wilds consists of solely the low-rank hunts, an actual fraction of the quote-unquote real game content. It's more or less an extended tutorial, really, that works to get you grounded in all the game's core mechanics, its flow, provides you with some story and lore context for the hunting going on, provides some contextual world-building stuff for the new monsters and any new mechanics going alongside that. That kind of thing, you know. But I keep seeing this 15 hours number posted in forums and whatnot, and people whining loudly about that being really, really short and not really good enough. But guess what?
Okay, this
Loudly
comment, bro, you can say this for every Monster Hunter that ever released, bro. So, yep.
about that being really, really short and not really good enough. But guess what? It's another really disingenuous bit of crap that's
Didn't the
being
IGN guy play the game for over like 100 like hours? Don't know, but like he basically stated that like it took him 15 hours to get to like the credit, which is past low rank, which is I would say probably could be on the slower side in terms of like how fast people can do it. Cause I bet I can do it within like less than like 8 hours. So yeah, by just like breezing through that. Now of course that doesn't mean anything because like low rank is not even high rank, and high rank is still tutorial as well. Post high rank is where people spend thousands of hours, right? So yeah, but but it is what it is, right? Okay, but like people are clueless, so there is that, and they just believe like this game journalist, of course. So yeah, I didn't even say credit. He said like finish the game in the IGN review. Might be wrong though. I mean, like again, this journalist, so yep, not something you're supposed to take like seriously for it.
bred by idiots without fact checking themselves, tourists and trolls. And the
Tourists, bro. Yeah, that's the word, I guess. Tourists, bro.
truth of the matter is, it's a very long way from this. But that 15-hour thing keeps popping up over and over again. And much like the generationally cyclical arguments about difficulty that we spoke about and broke down yesterday, weird complaints that keep happening on every new game's launch with no memory of what came before, I feel this is another one that so-called veterans are having massive memory holes over, because the story portions of the last, at least pair of games, when most players came on board with the series, at least in the Western context, they weren't exactly epic poems of Homer's Odyssey either. In fact, to prove my point here in a very crisp way, I want to take you back to 2022 for a moment. December the 30th, 2022, in fact. 22 days or so before Monster Hunter Rise was set to launch its ports for both Xbox and PlayStation, having already launched on Switch and PC. I've been recording some fresh gameplay for videos I was planning to make for new players coming on board, some, guides and hits and tips and stuff like that for people coming on board with the big boy consoles, and well, I'll let 2022 Blunty explain it to you.
2022, bro.
we're doing a nude run in Monster Hunter Rise this morning as we come closer and closer to the launch of Rise on the consoles, Xbox and PlayStation, that is. I was doing some stuff with the character, burning through some of the early game just to get recordings of some of the stuff that happens in early game so I can use that for reference, yada 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 yada. And I wasn't upgrading my armor as I went, and it was still pretty easy to get through all of the village quests without upgrading any armor. I mean, I was making armor sets, but I wasn't upgrading anything, so
Yeah, village quests basically low rank.
Quite low. So I thought, well, let's find out just how better skilled I am than when I started this game, because I definitely needed to upgrade my armor the first time I played this game, as I was learning it. But now I've got a couple of thousand hours in the game. How far in the game can I get without any armor at all? We're going to find out. So that was the thought process. That was the gimmick we were doing. And it took 5.5 hours. Again, it took just 5.5 hours to roll credits in Rise under those conditions.
I forgot actually, where do we get credit in like the Rise? That is like a challenge. I mean, it is like more of a challenge, like a thing works, man. Like the point is that, like, you know, in any Monster Hunter, you can basically get like the credit within like a few hours for it. So yeah, but we know for a fact that's not like the actual like game, right? So yeah, so the fact that somebody said like finish the game within 15 hours, okay, clearly tells you that it's a kind of like opinion that should be like, you know, disregarded. So okay, he's just trying to prove a point right here. Okay.
Much like Wilds does so, that is roll the credits, when you complete the journey through the low rank quests. Rise, they were called the village quests. And again, I did this in quote-unquote hard mode, without any armor at all, using whatever weapons I happened to have the parts to craft from basically just beelining through the core quests, the required key quests.
What's up, bro?
I don't think I did any side questing in this playthrough. And that is kind of more or less what most Wilds reviewers admitted to doing, save the naked part, just beelining through the base game, doing what was required to progress and nothing more, not stopping to do much, if any, optional side quests, and not repeating hunts to grind out materials, to craft new armor or upgrade existing armor, more than the absolute basics they felt like they needed to do. Also, they could get to the late and possibly end game content as time efficiently as they can, so they could do their job of reviewing the game in the relatively small window of time they had. That's a very normal flow for when you're reviewing a game under early access first mover embargo deadlines. But, as everyone who has played it knows, when Rise rolled credits, it wasn't actually the end of the game at all. Hell, in Rise's case, it wasn't even the end of the story, really. But it was at the end of the low-rank journey, just like Wilds. At the end of 2023, I did a very relaxed replay-through of Monster Hunter World.
Alright,
No
let's
gimmick
see
this
for it.
time, just a very
What are we
standard...
doing? We're talking about like, you know, okay, the Blunty's video yesterday, but like from like the 15-hour game, like finish, etc. You know. Okay, yesterday he was talking about like the difficult, okay, etc. Okay, and now we're talking about like the 15-hour game and game is finished, something like that.
playthrough, mainly because I'd never streamed a full normal playthrough of World before. I'd never had that experience on stream of sharing that with the viewers. So I just decided to do, you know, a normal playthrough. And from character creation to credits roll, without beelining, with plenty of grinding for crafting and doing optional side quests and taking it all very calmly and enjoying the complete experience. You know, I'm not trying
Wait,
to speed
he goes to Xenojiva though. Xenojiva is like high rank, so this is like already also like a kinda not even a fair comparison, bro.
I'm just trying to do a regular old playthrough and have fun. It still only took less than 18 hours to roll credits. And as a reminder, the credits for World happen deep into high rank. In fact, you're at high rank level 9 quests before you roll credits. And you have fought several Elder Dragons before the credits roll. So it's a much, much bigger journey than Rise had to its weirdly placed credits roll, and a much more full experience than what Wilds does, rolling
Yeah,
credits.
maybe what Capcom needs to do, right, is when they release a new Monster Hunter, right, they put the credits past like HR 100 or something. Bam, problem solved, bro. So then these like reviewers are gonna be like, damn, bro, so much content, man. Okay, I can't even reach like a HR 100 yet. So yeah, no credits whatsoever.
Of low rank instead. So when we look at that
What HR is like a hunter rank. So yeah, basically it's kind of like an XP, like just to tell you how long have you been playing, how long have you been hunting. So each like hunt will give you like the XP to like basically increase your like hunter rank HR. So yeah, no credits still like a master rank, but yeah, better yet start credits after the first hunt. People will hopefully understand it's not the end yet. They will, right? Nah, they can't because like thing is like just like this journalist Gartha, right? They're lacking like intelligence. So it's kind of hard to actually like explain that. So like yeah, it's better to put it like put the credits like a post like a fatalist or something like that. Okay, but yep. Okay, free shock trap.
very casually paced playthrough of Worlds, call it 18 hours flat, just for convenience, and compare that to Wild's alleged, say, 16-hour playtime, according to this new article from IGN, published just 2 hours before I started writing this script, and this
Took under 16 hours to finish Monster Hunter World main story runtime. That surprised me as I made it to 25 hours into the World's campaign without seeing the end in like a sight. Somewhat a Monster Hunter novice myself, I was also struck by just how easygoing I was finding a lot of its battles too. First of all, he played like a World already before, so Wild's gonna be easier, 100% obviously, right? But okay, like 16 hours into the monster to finish Monster Hunter World's like main story, like that's basically low rank versus World's like high rank as well. So yeah. Okay, again, okay, not really like a fair comparison in the first place.
new article from IGN, published just 2 hours before I started writing this script, and I really don't think it would be fair to call Wild's story mode short. In fact, let's stick with IGN here for a moment. They're high profile. I mean, they're largely a joke in many circles and memed on extensively, but because of their size, they do get taken seriously by many, many gamers. And of course, they had all kinds of exclusive access and special content runs last month while working directly with Capcom, so we probably should take them reasonably seriously, right? So this IGN person claims it was a 20-hour run to the initial credits, while they took a little more time, did some side quests, and engaging with non-critical path content. And again, that's just low rank, let's keep in mind. 20-hour run through low rank. Same person also claims it was a 15-hour experience, but with the qualifier that 15 hours specifically was high rank content. So I would call that 35 hours from starting the game to polishing off the last high rank quest.
So 35 to finish the tutorial. So yeah, then after that, like you got the real game after that. So game story doesn't last the heat of death of the universe. 8 out of 10. IGN. Just saw some cinema on Reddit. Oh, which one is this, bro?
And they also note they now have a total of over 70 hours in the game in general, so that would include all the other content, probably going back for some side quests.
See, this is like the funny part with like some of this like comment about like the short like thing, bro. Oh man, like I finished the game within 15 hours. So how have you played 70 hours by then? Don't you realize by then that the game was not like finished? What the fuck? How are you able to play an extra 55 hours after the game is finished? Doesn't make sense, like don't you think? But hey man, okay, like it's just
doing
like
the end
weird,
game
bro.
content, the temperate stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, this is like journalist lacking intelligence right here, bro.
This IGN employee claims 20 hours to run the credits, mostly mainlining, with a small amount of crafting and grinding for a pair of armor sets, and notes that after 65 hours, they're still not nearly out of things to do, and of course, as was the case in past games, the credits are not in any way the actual end of the game. Not even close. So, even just from one outlet and a couple of its employees, we pretty safely bet that most players will have a gameplay experience 2 credits roughly the same, if not slightly longer, than Worlds. Depending on how they play, of course. My own personal playthrough is probably going to be a bit longer because I'm putting in place some extra challenge rules to help me draw it out so I can have a nice, deep, lengthy experience my first time through. I don't want to rush it. I want to take my time.
Yeah, same. I'm taking my time as well, bro. Okay, game is so easy and bad. Let me play more than like my full-time job.
So yeah, don't let people trick you into thinking Wilds is short on content by quoting this 15-hour number at you. Because another reminder, this is the game at its most svelte condition, its launch condition. This is the smallest the game will ever feel. Because here's another reminder for you. My own relaxed 18-hour to credits world playthrough, that was with all the additional content and title update monsters that were added after launch. Like more than a year's worth of additional content. World's launch state would have been much smaller still, of course. And as for Wilds, frankly, kind of silly feeling 5 hours to
Rice.
credits run, totally nude, doing key quests only. Well, that level of content to credits didn't stop my main save file from racking up literally 1,000 hours in base game Monster Hunter Rise before the Sunbreak expansion even hits. So,
Okay, no content, bro. Let's go, man. As soon as I see credit, I'ma stop playing Wilds forever. Yeah, Gemma Halloween outfit. Yeah, not to mention there will be like a event like a Hans. Yeah. Nah, I mean again, bro. Like a okay, for like the IGN like a review guy saying that like he's a veteran to the Monster Hunter franchise, right? You can clearly tell that's a fucking lie. So yeah, because like ain't no way somebody is stupid enough to say that, right? But this is like reviewers we're talking about here, so
oh, how about we don't whine about the supposed length of Wilds just yet, huh? How's that for a deal? Deal? Deal. Thank you for watching. I am Blunty. We'll catch you
I
next
guess
time.
it's
Thank you
like
as
Arthur
always.
said then, like it's like he said, man, like like they gotta find something bad to say, right? So they have to nitpick something. So they nitpick the story, they nitpick the difficulty. So they have to nitpick it as for it, man. So yep. Okay, but yeah, 20 hours raw credits. Meanwhile, final quest is at like a HR like a 100. Yeah, I mean again, bro. Like a guy said, like, oh, I finished the game within like 20 hours, but then he has like a playtime of like 70 hours. Okay, like that doesn't really like make sense. It doesn't really back up, like his own playtime doesn't really back up his claim. So yep. Okay, again, and that's why like IGN always get made fun of. So yep.
The patrons scrolling away up above there. Might have one more video before launch. I'm still tinkering with it. But otherwise,
That
I
is that,
hopefully
bro.
see you on stream. And I will be co-streaming over on Twitch, where I usually do streaming, and here as well. So, yeah, come hang out.
Right, there we go, bro. That's the video from Blunty right here. Okay, similar to the one like about like the what was it? Okay, the like a difficulty, and this time it's about like the length of the game. But here we are, I guess. All it takes is how long to beat to get updated and will show like the truth. Yeah, but I mean like IGN's not gonna update that. So yep. Okay, but yeah, Blunty is like a chill man. Okay, really chill over there. Okay, but yep, he's just chilling, and he's like just spouting the truth right there, man. Okay, definitely based. Reminds me of how it was Space Marine 2 campaign, 12 hours. People call it extremely short game. Operation co-op mode after the game lasted 300 plus hours. But hey, the game is short, according to like some people. I mean, if like some people just wanted to play like for the story, like a credits roll, and then they just like drop it right there, then I guess like it's their loss around that. But again, okay, I think like what Capcom needs to do is put the credits like on the final quest HR 100. So yeah, then like suddenly people would say like, holy shit, bro, this game like has so much content, bro. So yeah, or complain that like oh, the game has like okay, the game story is too long or something like that. Okay, but yep. Okay, they'll find a way to complain about it anyway, right? So yep. In any case, I guess that is that, man. This is Blunty's video. Okay, but yeah, about like the length of the game. Okay, but and supposedly, okay, like people claiming the short like length of it. Okay, but yep, yep, yep. All right, all right.